ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਹਰ ਗਤੀਵਿਧੀ ਅਤੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਅਖੰਡ ਬਾਣੀ ਅਤੇ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੈਲ ਨੂੰ ਰਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ। ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਰੂਪ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਹੈ। ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿੱਖ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਹਰ ਮੰਗ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸક્ષਮ ਨੇ, ਜਦਕਿ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਭਾਰਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੇ ਪੋਸਟਰਸ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਪੋਸਟਰਸ ਫਾੜ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸਿਓਂ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂਵਾਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਲਡਿੰਗਸ ਲੱਗਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸਿਓਂ ਉਹ ਹੋਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਂਗਲੀਆਂ ਚੱਕਣ ਵਾਲੇ, ਮਾੜੀ ਸ਼ਬਦਾਵਲੀ ਵਰਤਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਥੇਰੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਵਿਦੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਬੈਲ ਬੋਰਡਸ ਲਗਾਏ ਗਏ, ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਹੋਲਡਿੰਗਸ ਲਗਾਈਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ, ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੁਝ ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਆਖਿਰ ਇਹ ਬੈਲ ਬੋਰਡਸ ਕਿਉਂ ਲਗਾਏ ਗਏ ਨੇ। ਅੰਗਰੇਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਬੜੇ ਹੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੇ ਸਲੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਮਝਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਆਖਿਰ ਇਹ ਬੈਲ ਬੋਰਡਸ ਕਾਹਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਲਗਾਏ ਗਏ ਨੇ।
Hello, hi. Sorry, I'm a member of the public. I'm concerned about some of your advertisements in Birmingham, advertising your company. You're advertising billboards of slain terrorists.
Okay, which billboards are these, sir?
These billboards contain quite racially motivated comments. These are billboards in Birmingham and billboards, I think they're in Wolverhampton.
Oh, okay, fine. I think there's a UK-wide digital campaign running at the moment. You've just come through to our Canary Wharf office. So,
right.
Okay, fine. I mean, look, we've got a complaints procedure. This is the first one that we've heard. There's a director in Birmingham that's responsible for this. I can get the message over to him.
Yes, could you get the message over to him? So I can't have my children or members of the public seeing slain terrorists being displayed on billboards.
Yeah, no problem.
It's like having pictures of Osama bin Laden. It clearly would not be allowed in this country or the United States. You can't put pictures like that up bemoaning the Indian government and bemoaning something from 1984. You are clearly the state agent.
Yeah, we're actually a property group, so we're actually a global sort of group. It runs under performance and love your postcode.
Yeah, okay.
But obviously everybody has different opinions. We've had a great deal of support for this campaign globally, from America, Canada, all over the world.
Right, okay.
So
and then what does go on, carry on.
So yes, unfortunately it may not sit well with everybody, but what we are prepared to do is we can investigate and we can see if perhaps there's, just to put it in context, this is in every city in the UK right now, so it's on all of the digital screens from London right the way up to Edinburgh.
Right.
So is there a particular message that has sort of struck a chord with you? Because if there is, then we could do something about it.
Yeah, sure. You are promoting or you're vilifying a terrorist, a slain terrorist from India or from the Punjab, which happened 30, 40 years ago. Clearly has nothing to do with property management, letting, or any further investments which you might seek, new buyers, new sellers. And when you have pictures of 1984, I just want to know whether that is actually allowed under the Racial Act of 2006, inciting religious hatred.
Yeah. No, I mean, we didn't consider that it was going to sort of have a negative reaction. You're the first individual. This campaign's been running for nearly 7 days. UK, it's UK-wide. However, we do take these things on board. If I could take your name and number, and what we'll do, we'll get it investigated.
Well, my name's Amajid. There is a few of us very concerned about you displaying terrorists on billboards. Why didn't you do what publics do? And under the religious and the Act of 2006 about inciting religious hatred between communities, you are inciting a youth of population to feel begrudged about the Indian government. I just wonder whether you got this cleared with the Her Majesty's government or the anti-terrorism hotline.
Well, I mean, it's been running. It's been cleared with ASA, which is the Advertising Standards Authority, because this is running on a couple of thousand digital billboards and screens. Is there any one particular one which is sort of getting a negative reaction? Because if there is, we can investigate that particular message. There's lots of screens where there's martyrs, there's individuals that, I believe, they lost their lives in 1984. We've got those images up, and then we've also got other images up which are quotations. These are just quotations by
the images of slain terrorists who were shot down by the army or police. You can't display that. That is not allowed. You will not be able to display a picture of Osama bin Laden or any terrorist which has been slain, or any
Can I just quickly ask something? You've mentioned the word terrorist countless times now. In what context are they terrorists? And if you can just let me know that, then I can take this to the director that we've got. And I mean, it's his final decision. I suspect he's only run this campaign because he himself is a Sikh, and so
am I. And so am I. But you feel you're going to ostracize your community, the Sikh community, against Hindus, against Muslims, against Jews, who will think, well, hold on, you've got slain terrorists on your board. On your board advertising your services. I mean, you can't. I don't think you've got this cleared with the anti-terrorism police in this country. If you look at your content of your one with Bhindrawale about the Congress government and this and that, what's it got to do with an estate agent selling property, advertising, and wanting business from clients?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
You're clearly ostracizing our own community as Sikhs. We are dividing the non-believers and believers between the Hindus who are not going to come on board, the Muslims who aren't going to come on board, the Jews who are not going to come on board, and say, hold on a minute, I thought it was about property management.
I suppose the message, look, I'm reading from a script because, as you can appreciate, I'm an Englishman, so it's not like I understand the context of what you're talking about here, because that's not my faith. So let me be very clear. I'm Catholic. My name's Guy Vaughan. When you're speaking to me in a level, I'm going to say, look, hands up. I only know as far as what I've been told. And remember, this is a multi-million pound global group. And yes, you're right. It's a property group. And however, somebody has chosen to take the decision that they wanted to support this. It's almost like a freedom and truth. I think they're doing a rally in London Hyde Park tomorrow. So I've been told there's 250,000 individuals, and our group has actually got stage. So we've got stage time just to explain why we've gone UK wide with our message. And I'm just reading the script. So it reads like this. This will be running for the whole month of June. It will be running in every city in the UK. It will have dominance in London, as there's a very large community in London. It will be run with Clear Channel. It will be run with LNX. It will be run with 8 Outdoor. It will be run with Prime Site, and I think it's JC Deco.
You're creating religious divisions in this country, and that is against the law. The 2006 Parliamentary Act, which has passed, anyone who incites religious hatred against any community, if you read into the messages, read into the boards, you are possibly breaking laws of this country. I mean, if a member of the public was to go to Her Majesty's police, Her Majesty's government, and say, well, I feel really aggrieved with this, and I think they're inciting religious hatred, how would you feel?
Well, can I ask what religious group you are?
I'm a Sikh.
Okay, so you're a Sikh. Okay, but I thought this campaign was for Sikhs tomorrow.
It's for certain Sikhs who believe in that cause. Not everyone does. There's a minority does. Not everyone does. I clearly, you can't put me into that group. Again, differentiating between Sikhs, you're going to lose that. You haven't got this passed with anti-terrorism laws. You haven't got this. I'm sure you have not got this passed. If I was to go to West Midlands Police today and say, I feel really racially aggrieved that there's a racial inflammatory statement on this board they would treat it as very personal.
Right. Okay. But can you tell me which statements? But if you don't mind me asking, Amajay, which statement are you referring to?
The statements where you've got one of the slain terrorists. One of them has said that who's got the last line you've got in this advertisement. If that is the case, I'm a terrorist. You cannot put that on the board. You're inciting religious hatred, and you're inciting criminality, a division in communities.
Right. Just to be, I need to be really clear on this. This campaign is a £250,000 campaign which is running for 30 days.
Yes.
It took 30 days of clearance. We wouldn't have just put it up. We wouldn't have just put it up willy-nilly. It's taken 5 different advertising digital partners to get clearance from every aspect. But one thing I do want to say is, if it's caused any offence to you, then we're deeply sorry. In particular, what I'm happy to do is I'm happy to remove that one. If that's okay, I will remove that one quotation.
Yeah, you are inciting a youth to be totally anti-India. My parents are from India, and they love India. My dad used to fought in the army in India, and he put his life on the line for the Indian states. But you seem to be totally anti-Indian.
No, I assure you, we're not anti-Indian at all, because our company is actually, we've got headquarters in Mumbai, and we've got businesses all over India. So a large, I would say 50% of our trade is actually with the affluent parts of India, like Delhi and Mumbai, and of course Punjab and Chandigarh. So what I'm happy to do is I will go back to all of my all of our business, all of our clients, because I too don't want to offend anybody. But before we got it signed off, it was signed off with Muslims, with Hindus, and with everybody that forms a part of India. And none of them came back with a disagreement. And these are our partners that we do a lot of trade with.
Right, but you can't incite religious hatred. If you look at your adverts, you are inciting. Look, you are selling houses or seeking clients for rentals. It's nothing to do with religion. You point blank put on terrorists and talk about 1984. You are a new company who possibly weren't even born. Some of you guys, you sound quite young. You probably weren't born in that era, and it's truly differentiating between what is you are selling, your product you are selling, and you're bringing religion. Aren't you taking a huge percentage of the public away from you?
I don't think that's been sort of considered, if I'm completely honest. We have to go with the decision that the director wants to go in. As a group,
the director's made a profoundly insane decision to have a terrorist as advertising into his advertising campaign. He hasn't clearly looked at this. I don't think you would have cleared this, Her Majesty's government, in this country alone, with having pictures of people saying, I am a terrorist at the bottom. If you look at it, it says, I'm a terrorist. You're going to turn people away from your company, and I think you haven't. I mean, if the government of India or the government of the United States or the government of this country look into this, it's inciting.
For my own personal reasons, can I just get a little bit of information? I didn't realise that there were divisions in Sikhism. Now, you're a Sikh, but you don't believe in the campaign that we're running.
No.
Okay, what's the reason for that?
Well, I've got to explain why I don't believe in your campaign.
It's just from my understanding, because I thought all Sikhs believed in the same thing, because this is me obviously being naive.
They certainly don't. If you want to go to India, no one believes in it. No one believes in it. I've come back from Punjab, I've come back from Delhi, Mumbai, Chandigarh. No one talks about it. If they do, they're inciting religious hatred. Especially the Indian police, they feel that you are inciting or disturbing the community, or you are inflaming or inciting youth. No, you can't do that in the United States. You can't do that here, and you can't do that in India.
Can I just ask about because look, we as a business, we go there and we have many clients coming back and forth all the time. They are from different backgrounds, Hindus, Muslims. And they report back to us that at this moment in time, they don't feel very safe in India. It seems to be a very disturbed country, and there doesn't seem to be much law protecting the weak and vulnerable. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I'm not here to comment on the government of India or India. I'm here to comment about your
Just Amjad, just quickly. I heard that an 8-year-old girl got raped in India, and this news came to my desk, Canary Wharf, and I picked up the newspaper. I couldn't believe it. I also saw the story a few years ago by a woman being raped by about 10 people on a bus in Delhi. And I can't recall, I recall India being shamed. Like, this was really embarrassing for that country.
It's embarrassing for this country. It's embarrassing for the United States that someone can walk in, a 10-year-old can walk in with a submachine gun and wipe out about 10 of his schoolmates. It's embarrassing for this country where you have a huge paedophilia within the capital region. But I'm not talking about this country. I'm not talking about the United States.
This is my basic understanding. The rally tomorrow, which our group is really sponsoring. So we're supporting the rally, 250,000 Sikhs. My understanding is that's a freedom and justice rally. So it's not to provoke terrorism, or there's no fight or anything.
No, I'm not talking about the rally. I'm talking about as I started this conversation with you, my friend. Your inflammatory advertisement won't do you no favours. You're treading a very fine line with the Religious Race Discrimination Act. By virtue of the fact that, when you have the Religious Race Discrimination Act, you are inciting or being religious divisions within the community. If you look at the acts of law which was passed, I will have to get this confirmed by Allah. If I was to contact West Midlands Police, or if I was to contact Scotland Yard or the anti-terrorism hotline, I feel aggrieved that this company has got posters saying I am a terrorist, and they will say, have they? And I said, you can investigate if you want. That is not allowed, my friend. That is not allowed. That is clearly, I'm saying this as a member of the public. You are clearly dividing your own religion, dividing your potential people who do business with yourself.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read out the quotation as my PA has just put it on my desk. It reads along the lines of, this is your quotation, by the way. So Indira Gandhi and the Congress have labelled me a terrorist. If getting Sikhs to take Amrit and stay away from drugs, alcohol, meat, and abstain from cutting their hair and beards, defending the honor of women, spilling blood of martyrs, is the work of a terrorist, then I am a terrorist.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got to look. Do you understand the content in which it's actually been written? It's written in a very smart way. If you wish to call this individual a terrorist, and that's what he stands for, I don't understand, Amjad, how he's a terrorist.
Okay, we can be. Okay, we go around in circles here.
No, I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I wish to take it down.
We can leave it to the Met, or we can leave it to the police who can investigate it. And if I'm wrong, they can say, "Well, Amjad, you're wrong." If you're wrong, you've got to inciting religious hatred.
Absolutely.
You really are inciting religious hatred.
I'm gonna read it one more time. Indira Gandhi and Congress have labelled me a terrorist. No, he's not saying I'm a terrorist. He's saying I've been labelled a terrorist. There's a difference. Okay. Now the next bit. If getting Sikhs to take Amrit and stay away from drugs, alcohol, meat, and abstain from cutting their hair and beards, defending the honor of women and spilling blood of martyrs is the work of a terrorist, then yes, I am a terrorist. Do you understand how it's been written? It's very clever.
Well, it's not very clever because you're selling houses. You're looking for investors, for people to invest within your company. There's nothing to do with you guys, Indian government. You don't want to go to India, don't visit India. No one's begging you to visit India. I will go to India freely because I possibly have no tags on my name or tags on my account where I would get investigated if I landed it, or I won't be granted the visa. I am granted the visa in India because I want massive inflammatory comments like that against the Indian government.
Look, I've got to be very careful here. Love Your Postcode doesn't support terrorism, or it doesn't support any anti-Indian movement. It's very clear what this campaign stands for. This campaign stands for. No, if I could just explain, I'm just reading the company script. This campaign stands for truth, justice, and freedom. It stands for all of those people that were innocently killed in 1984, defending their faith and honouring their holy place.
there were hundreds of thousands killed from 1979 to 1984 in the Punjab. I was in the thick of it. So you can't label this as 1984, my friend. And it's nothing to, let's go back to the main crux of this issue is you are selling houses. You have nothing to do with Sikhism or the Sikh holy scriptures. You are selling houses and seeking investments. You have stirred a bee's hornet, I'm afraid. And if it is Majesty's government or the Majesty's police find this is offensive, then let it be.
Okay. In the meantime, I have to say I'm very sorry if it's upset you. That was not the intention of our campaign.
You don't need to apologise, my friend. You don't need to apologise. It's not really your concern. I'm a member of the public. I feel aggrieved. You put pictures of events from 1984. There is religious communities in this country, like the Turks or the Armenians. They put pictures of their Turkish massacre of the Armenians. I don't think that'd be allowed to on the religious, on the Safety and Religious Act of 2006.
I suspect it depends on the context in which it's been put on. Like most of our 90% of ours is focusing on the individual's image and the individual that's, I think, the Sikhs consider as martyrs people that were defending the Golden Temple.
Well, were they really martyrs? And who said they were martyrs? I lived under the campaign of my parents who were Sikh got shot by these so-called martyrs. So you can't. No, so my grandparents who got shot by these so-called martyrs because they sided with them. So it's all up for you in this country to say they're martyrs. They clearly weren't. India is a very peaceful country. India is a beautiful country. If you're inciting religious fervour like you are now, religious arguments about India, this country would seek stability and calm in all religious communities. You are inciting religious fanaticism.
Okay, can I put something else on? Which will be less offensive?
I think you should leave it to what you're advertising. I wish all the best for your company, but you are advertising, you're not advertising your company. It looks like you're advertising some religious fanatical group, which I'm a Sikh. I find it very offensive. In my Gurdwara, they find it very offensive. They've talked about they are totally anti-Khalistan. They want peace within their own community.
And what is your temple? What is the temple?
The temple in Birmingham.
Yeah, which one? Which temple is it?
The temple is one of the biggest temples in. But what I'm trying to
Which one?
You is
but what's the name? What is the name of the temple?
Nothing to do with the temple. What the issue is, you have.
No, but it does. We need to understand which part of the Sikh community does not like the campaign, which is UK wide. I mean, like it's running at a huge scale. So we need to know which part, which temple is it?
Okay, we're going nowhere. Okay, we're going nowhere in this conversation.
But if you tell me the temple, then at least we can have some dialogue with the temple.
Why? Just stir religious fervents with them?
No, because we need to. Because if we can talk to the temple, then we can take this campaign. Which temple is it?
I am one of the senior people within this temple. Within this Gurdwara, and you're going to stir up religious conflict like some people have done in Leamington Spa. We don't want nothing to do with it. But let's not go on about the Gurdwara. You guys loveyourpostcode.com. You are inciting religious fervent or religious anger, and you are breaking the law as far as I'm concerned.
I assure you that was not, Amajay, I assure you that was not our intention, and I wish you the very best, and I think you put a very good case in front of me to investigate. However, as I said, this took us 30 days to pass in the first place. It's not things that will pass lightly.
I personally think whether it was creating a shock and awe image, I don't think you succeed because it's a very, very tense situation with respect to peace within India, which is a peaceful country. If your directors are so fervently anti-Indian, then I personally speaking, you should be advertising your products. Purple Bricks, any company, any estate agent would advertise what they are selling. The layman doesn't know what you're advertising. You've got a Sikh terrorist on your billboards. It's very odd.
Have you seen the original campaign of the director on the billboards?
I have seen that as well.
Okay, sure. What does that do for you? What does that campaign mean to you?
I don't know what he's selling. I don't know. It's a picture of him on the billboard. But personally speaking, what I object to is you guys creating religious fanaticism within your community, my community, our community, the Christian community, the Sikh community, the Hindu community, and the Muslim community. You can't be fanaticizing or fervently stirring up the youth of this country into believing in.
Can I ask another question? Yeah. Was it not a far safer place in 1984 for all of these communities, these minorities, like the Catholics in India, the Christians? Surely they felt a lot safer back then than they do today. Because today I've been told that they don't even have anywhere the dialect. They are struggling to even live in India.
My friend, I would love to chat with you all day about the beauty and the sanctity of India.
I'm just trying to think, is Sikhism not about protecting and looking after other faiths? Because you have 4 doors to the Golden Temple.
You mentioned the Sikh faith. You don't mention nothing about the Muslims or the Christians. Your advertising campaign is talking about something way back in 1984, 30-odd years ago. But the reason why I phoned is it's creating, or it has created a lot of resentment within the Sikh community. Never mind the Hindu community. Never mind anybody else who's going to look at that and thinking, what are they up to?
I suppose the campaign, I have to reiterate, the campaign stands for freedom, justice and truth. But surely all of these faiths believe in the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not a faith issue. You are selling houses, my friend.
Ignore the houses. Yeah, but I have to point out, ignore the houses aspect. This is just, I guess this is the director's wealth that's being poured into something that he believes in. His name's Bobby.
If he believes it, I believe in a lot of things. If I put them up on a billboard, I'll be sent down. The following day, the prison will be...
What do you believe in? What do you believe in? What do you believe in, and what would you put up?
I believe in a lot of things, but you have to care for the general public. The safety of the public is the most important.
Okay, but you just said if you put something up, you would get sent down for it. What would you put up if you had an opportunity? Just so that I can get it right. Is there anything you would put up but you wouldn't for the risk of upsetting someone?
There is a risk of upsetting the general public. You have to remain politically correct in this country. We live in the Western world. In India or in the United States or Australia, you can't put these posters up and incite religious fervor.
But this is not inciting hatred.
Maybe I'm wrong. Should I leave this to the authorities then, and they can correct me or correct you? Because I'm going to have this in front of the authorities. You are breaking a law which is set in Parliament about.
Well, look, if you feel offended, you need to escalate it, because where have you seen the advertising? Which city?
Thank you. I have seen it across. I've seen it on your website. I've seen it here. And you know what? I can't carry on this conversation anymore. I'm sorry, but I wish you all the best, and we'll leave it as it is because we're going around in circles here.
And will you use Love Your Postcode in the future?
I certainly will not. I think you have created you stirred a bee's hornet, really, in the Sikh community, in the Hindu community, in any community where you can't mention the word terrorist on a billboard, my friend. I haven't got your name, but you can't mention the word terrorist relate to a terrorist activity or any form of political event. To raise the issue about houses.
I'm assuming you won't be attending the march tomorrow in Hyde Park.
No, because I don't believe in balls, and so neither do my friends.
Okay, so you don't believe in the march that's taking place tomorrow.
No, I don't believe in it.
Okay, so you think tomorrow you believe that the march tomorrow is being held by terrorists?
I don't think you're speaking on behalf of the Sikh community. You're speaking on your own top without any form of clearance or guidance from the police.
No, it's not that. Amajit, I need to understand. If you are not attending tomorrow, you are not attending because you believe tomorrow. What are they representing?
You're not representing truth and justice and peace and sanctity within the public, and the health and safety of the public is primarily important to me. But
okay, then you need to contact London Police and get the terrorism rally tomorrow stopped.
No, I will. No. You have to raise this and go to proper channels. But clearly,
but you should be able to stop. You should be able to stop the march tomorrow. If you believe it doesn't stand for all of those reasons, and you think it stands for something else, then surely they must have a different agenda. And I for one, wouldn't want that.
No, this is about you. Come on, let's go back to the main topic of conversation we are having, my friend. Is about you guys are in the property rental or owning or selling houses. All well and good. You don't have to bring religion. This is the conclusion. You don't have to bring a religion or a political event into you selling houses. It stirs a lot of conflict. You cannot do it, I'm afraid.
Well, look, I'm absolutely fine because we're hitting 30 minutes of this conversation. As I said, look, we've got to finish it there. You'll be happy to know. You'll be happy to know.
We'll leave amicably, and everyone's entitled to an opinion. And my opinion. I think you've been extremely professional, and I have to applaud you. Well done. I mean, you're definitely going to make us investigate our internal policies here, just to make sure we don't offend anybody. Yes,
and I will get Bobby Singh. I will get Bobby Singh, the director, just to turn around and just explain it to the whole group on Monday. Why the whole of this business is focused on one small group of individuals. And why he's chosen to take a mainstream successful business and focus it on the movement of 1984. We will ask these questions.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time, my friend. I wish you a lovely Saturday afternoon.
You'll be pleased to know that, look, all calls are recorded, so if you ever want to hear it back, just contact us. I don't want to upset you, and, I wish you well.
No. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Have a lovely
You're welcome.
Thank
okay.
Thank you.
And guys, that's it. Look, that's what the reaction is. And I was expecting that. Like, don't worry, we're not about to stop our campaigns that Love Your Postcode. They're going all over. They're going even harder, even faster. It's the reason for this is we know what the rally on the 3rd of June stands for. It's been running for the last 30-something years. It's only becoming stronger, and it's becoming more prevalent, and more people are standing up and saying, look, we want truth, justice and freedom. Now, I have to reiterate, this is not about offending anybody, but I know that every single faith that this individual has just said, Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, they all stand for the same principles. So what we stand for is very different to what this individual was talking about. And all he could keep saying was, this is terrorism, and then all he could keep saying was, mate. Now, firstly, I'm not his mate. Secondly, I'm not Guy Vaughan either. I am Bobby Singh. I own the frigging group. I run the whole thing. But I wanted to turn around and talk to him in such a way that he felt that he was talking to an individual called Guy Vaughan, who's a Catholic. So if I said to him I was Bobby Singh, that phone call, his phone would have just dropped. I didn't want him to drop the phone call, which is important to me because I need to understand his thinking and why he wants his campaign down. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I really don't understand what this individual stands for. I don't understand what he stands for, but the one thing I do know is he's definitely right. This won't sit well with a few people, and there's an underlying reason. I want to know who he represents. I also want to know what this temple is, this Gurdwara is, that he keeps referring to, but he doesn't want to mention any names. I want to know all of these things. A lovely guy. He's got a really powerful name there as well, Amajib. Really powerful name. I'm smiling here for those of you that know me really well. You know why I'm smiling right now. Folks, we did it for you, and we did it for what we believe in. And if I can take that sentence back, I did it for myself before I did it for anybody else. You see, I've got to live with a few things in my life. And one of the most important things and the biggest things I have to live with is, what did I do in the time that I had? What did I do? And this is the most significant thing I think I'll ever do and I'll ever achieve in my life. So therefore, just do ardas, pray to Waheguru Akal Purkh that everybody comes and unites under the one umbrella, and that umbrella is called Khalsa. ठीक है, Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. And that was a real recording between 1:30 and 2 o'clock on Saturday, the 2nd of June. You know I'm a proud boy. ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਪਾ ਕਰ ਦੂੰਗੇ, ਗਾਲਾਂ ਵੀ ਕੱਢ ਸਕਦੇ, ਪਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਇਸ ਵਾਰੀ be a bit professional. ਕਦੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਪਜਾਮਾ ਲਾਉਣਾ. Oh yeah, what was I going to say? Why are people worrying about the brand and the business? ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਦੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮਨ, ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਲਾਡਲੀਆਂ ਫੌਜਾਂ, ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਆ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਆ. ਸੋ ਜੇ ਉਹ ਖੁਸ਼ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਤਾਂ ਫੌਜ ਖੜੀ ਆ. I don't know why people keep stressing about, you know, the growth and where Love Your Postcode can go. Wherever we go, you will see how far we can go, because Akal Purkh is with us. ठीक है? And he's fauja. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ, ਨਾਲੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ. ਆਪਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਨਿਭਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ. To have Sant Jarnail Singh Ji, to have Bhai Amrik Singh, General Sabeg Singh and Baba Tara Singh on those digital screens today is something else.
ਗੁਰੂ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, ਦੇਸ਼ ਉਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਰ ਨਾਗਰਿਕ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿਣ ਦਾ ਹੱਕ ਹੋਵੇ, ਪੂਰੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਹੋਵੇ, ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਉਸ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਨਾਗਰਿਕ ਸੁੱਖ ਦਾ ਸਾਹ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ। ਪਰ ਅਜਿਹੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਹੀ ਵਿਤਕਰੇ ਹੋਣ, ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਸਿਆਸਤਾਂ ਹੋਣ, ਸਿਆਸਤ ਦੇ ਕਾਰਨ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿਛਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਣ ਤੇ ਲਾਸ਼ਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕੁਰਸੀਆਂ ਸਜਾਈਆਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਣ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹੋ, ਕੀ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋ? ਆਪਣੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨੀਚੇ ਕਮੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਵਿਅਕਤ ਕਰਨਾ। ਜੇ ਵੀਡੀਓ ਚੰਗੀ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੋਵੇ ਲਾਈਕ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਨਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਹਰ ਗਤੀਵਿਧੀ ਅਤੇ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੁਣੇ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਅਖੰਡ ਬਾਣੀ ਅਤੇ ਨੋਟੀਫਿਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬੈਲ ਨੂੰ ਰਿੰਗ ਕਰੋ।